Good afternoon, everyone. This is Terry Reed. I'm with the El Paso Hispanic Chamber. My team and I, April Casillas and Jessica Fernandez, are excited to have you with us. We're going to give everybody just a couple more minutes to everybody to allow you to come into the webinar. Everybody is signing in right now. We had a lot of RSVPs for this, so hopefully we're going to be able to get everybody on and hear the great information that Denise and Audrey are going to share with us today. So give us a minute or two to let everybody come in and we will get started. Thank you again for being here. I know people are still coming on. Terry Reed, I'm the Senior Vice President for Entrepreneurial Development here at the Chamber, and we are happy to be presenting this webinar through our USHCC, the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, national pilot program, and it's our Navigator program. So we're helping small businesses navigate through the pandemic and finding resources and valuable contacts. Today's session is operating your business in a digital world, and we are excited about our two presenters that are going to be telling you all that they know in a quick nutshell about how to operate your business on social media. Let me tell you a little bit about the Navigator. So the vision of the SBA National Community Navigator program is to reduce barriers that entrepreneurs face due to the economic downturn still happening today as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The El Paso Hispanic Chamber, in partnership with the United States Hispanic Chamber, is creating awareness about SBA programs and services for small, minority, and rural businesses. The Chamber, or here are some of the benefits of the Navigator. We can help you to find financing, whether you're a startup business or an existing emerging business and you're looking for a grant or a loan to get your business started or help it to continue. We can help to connect you with that. We have free, high-quality technical assistance that's provided through our business development specialist. Jessica Fernandez is on the call, and April Casillas. We'll help you with business development, relief and recovery, access to new markets, and access to contracting opportunities. So do give our business development specialist a call. I'm going to ask Jessica and April to put their contact info in the chat line so that you all will know exactly how to get in touch with them. Some of the resources for our startups and growing businesses are found here at the Hispanic Chamber through our Women's Business Border Center. This is a partnership of the Hispanic Chamber and the U.S. Small Business Administration, the MBDA Business Center, and then our Technical Center and Training area is our Minority Women's Enterprise Diversity Center located at 4141 Pinnacle. So when we hold these webinars in person, that's ordinarily where they'll be. Let me give you a couple of housekeeping items. We want to ensure that we have a very robust discussion with our speakers, so don't be shy. They're going to do their presentations and then we'll take the Q&A right after. We'll take your questions in the chat, on the Q&A, or just raise your hand and ask the question to whichever of the ladies you would like to talk to. Let me begin by introducing our speakers, and then I'm going to stop sharing this screen and allow them to share their screen with you. So first is Denise Oropesa. She's a partner of All In Media Company. This houses several media properties, including All in El Paso, a local digital network providing local news and entertainment through social media and smart TVs. She's on the board for Project Raising the Bar, a local nonprofit that helps young women gain confidence in entrepreneurship. Denise's contact information is right there on the screen, and we'll add it as well to the chat. Our second speaker today is Audrey Spearman. She's a realtor and a data-driven social media marketer and content creator. She passionately collaborated with realtors and small business owners to create and optimize effective social media content and strategies. She has worked with a wide range of organizations and businesses, including UTEP's Black Alumni Network as the marketing director and promotional manager. She has a goal of helping small businesses show up authentically and confidently on social media by the end of 2022. Her contact information is listed right there for you on your screen, and we'll put that again in the chat. With that, I'm going to stop my share and turn our presentation over to Denise. And the rest of us will be off screen. So Denise has all the bandwidth she needs for her presentation. And we'll be back to take your questions in just a little bit. Denise, please.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how to mute it. Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much to the Hispanic Chamber for giving me this opportunity to be able to speak. I wanted to, of course, showcase how to operate your business in a digital world. And I'll just give a little bit background about myself. Thank you guys for giving that background about myself. So I do have 5+ years of media experience, and I'm also the Director of Operations for All in Media and All in El Paso. And I just wanted to do a quick run through of like the options for advertising. When it comes to advertising, one of the #1 things that I always tell people is Google My Business is super important when it comes to you're showcasing your business online. So first one's Google My Business, user-generated content, Connect TV, which is also well known as CTV, and then social media, ad budget, and traditional advertising. I know it seems like a lot, but it's something that in the end, it's worth it for a small business. So I'll start off with Google My Business because it's one of like, for me, it's #1 when it comes to businesses. It's a dashboard where you can respond to reviews, post, answer questions for customers. Also, the best thing about it, it's free. So every business should sign up for this. If your business is harder to market on social media, then this will be more effective for you. So say that you're in the plumbing industry or the insurance business, and you're kind of like, well, on social media, like, how am I going to post about that? So instead, I would recommend going to Google My Business and just making sure that you can, you start posting your pictures there. You start really showcasing your business there, because overall what's going to happen is Google ranking. That's going to help your business be shown the position that your website is listed on Google. It's going to really, really showcase your business. And this is just an idea of what it looks like. So this is the back end right here on the account side. This is what you're going to see when you sign up for it. And then once you sign up for it, this is on the right-hand side. You're going to see how your customers view it, your reviews, all that good information that you need for your business. So that's probably my #1 when it comes to Google My Business. That has to be the first thing you do. Check it off your list as a business. So moving on to social media, just make sure that when you're putting your social media out there, make sure that your business name matches across all your social media platforms. So say that your business name is ABC Company, make sure that if it has to be on your Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above, make sure that your business matches that, so that when people try to go look for you, all of that populates. So then moving over to your audience, when it comes to Pinterest. So Pinterest, that's a different kind of audience. So say that you have a clothing store, or you own a bakery or makeup line, or say that you have like a you do weddings. So another thing is like Pinterest would be really good because then you can do, you can show an inspiration, ideas, and hobbies to people and just really showcase your business in that sense. And then that would then translate to getting customers. And then moving over to YouTube. YouTube is another thing that a lot of business tend to forget or they put in the back burner, but honestly, it's one of the most important things. And I highly recommend it, especially it helps your Google ranking. Overall, like the search terms that you use for your YouTube or something, like say that you have a bakery and then it's like, one of the tags that I would recommend using is like El Paso's best bakery in El Paso, Texas. When somebody searches that, that's going to populate. It's going to help you with your ranking. So then moving over to Facebook. When it comes to Facebook, what I've learned is that community there is super important. I have 2 community groups there, one for entrepreneurship and another one is for community. And overall, what I've seen is that it really helps to get that engagement. Say that you have your business, you can post it on the community group and you'll have a big forum of just people just trying to like communicate with one another, creating that community. And then TikTok and Instagram, most recently, they've become very much alike. But Instagram used to be mostly about photos and video, but then now it's like, it's kind of like, it's becoming like that TikTok. They're both like merging. So they're very DIY, informative, and they're very entertaining. So overall, I would really capitalize on social media when it comes to just marketing your business as well. And then moving over to user-generated content, any form of content from people, testimonials from customers that you can use like their video, audio, text, post or photos. Also like them using your products and services, say an influencer's using your products or your services, and then you get a good review on that. Honestly, capitalize on that, really highlight it. And then also if you create a campaign for your, say that you have a makeup brand, you can actually create a campaign that could say hashtag live your life, something that's very like for that campaign, like it could be very targeted towards that. But overall, capitalizing on all of this is so important. And then just moving over to ad budget. So an advertisement budget is the money a company is willing to set aside to accomplish a marketing objective. So always make sure if you're gonna create content, make sure to have a budget set up for that. Set up a budget, make it a priority. Of course, we understand that organic still works, but it's a waiting game when it comes to that. So just overall, just keeping everything in mind, I'm just kind of going based off of like what I believe would be my top priorities. Whenever it comes to business, I know that they're so busy with so many things, and these are just like a couple of things that they could put on their checklist to just get them out of the way. Once you get them out of the way, this is basically what kind of helps generate that advertisement, that branding, that marketing for yourself. Another thing too, another option, these are just all options that businesses can use, but CTV, it's a device that connects to or is embedded to a TV, and it helps support the video content streaming. So ad targeting is precise when it comes to this. So it has your target audience. It'll really highlight like really getting the zip code, demographic, and interest of your customers. So it's very popular, it's very unique, and it's now, as we know it, streaming services from like Netflix, Hulu, and now you can place your advertisement there for your business. And then still, I believe that traditional advertisement is still effective and it's still really good for your audience. Door-to-door knocking, emails, TV, radio, mail. Honestly, like that's still a really good way to capitalize on advertising your business. And then just moving over to contact me. If you guys have any questions or anything at all, feel free to contact me. You can contact me at All In Media, All In El Paso on Facebook, Instagram. Also, here's my email as well. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much, Denise, For all of our participants, please be thinking about the questions that you're going to want to ask to both of our speakers. Denise is going to stop sharing her screen so that Audrey can share hers with you next and make her presentation. And then we're going to come back and have some very entertaining questions and robust discussion. Audrey, go right ahead.
Thank you so much, Terry, Denise. Great presentation. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. I'm so excited to be here and sharing my tips with you. So I'm just going to jump right in. I just want to start off by saying that people do not always buy products and services, especially in a saturated market. And what I mean is when you have a lot of competition in your industry, you need to be able to stand out because people buy from people that they like and brands that they like. So a good example of this would be Apple products. Apple could release almost anything. And there would be people, just because they love Apple and the brand that it's created, they would go and buy that. It doesn't matter if it would be good or bad. Now, of course, Apple wants to continue making good products, but that's the point of social media, is building your brand, is having content and just being likable, having the humanness behind your brand. That is what is going to be the deciding factor when you're working in a highly competitive industry, right? So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I put together what I'd like to call a little content toolkit for you guys. And this content toolkit I've used to help different types of businesses, from organizations to roofing companies, health and medical companies, to restaurants and more. So this is a formula that I found works. I'm going to share my screen now. Can you guys see this? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can see it.
We see it.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry. Okay. So I designed this toolkit, and it's just a social media template filled with tips and tricks to help you craft valuable content and build that authentic connection with your target audience, because this is going to be the deciding factor between them choosing between you and someone else, especially if you're in a competitive field. Let's move ahead. So I just put some examples in here just to help you guys out. And if you would like a copy of this after the webinar, please drop a comment below and we'll get it out to you. You can also reach out to El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and get a copy. All right, so first things first is your business name. This is simple, right? So we're gonna do my business, Audrey Spearman, my real estate business, Audrey Spearman Realtor. And then we also have Maria's Tea Shop and Smoothies. She's a restaurant owner. The industry or the niche that she is in, or that I'm in, is real estate, and then the niche is investing. I like to work with investors. So Maria, with her tea shop, her industry is food and drink or restaurants, and her niche is health and wellness. So some of her social media goals, the social media goals should align with your business goal and not necessarily vanity numbers. So instead of saying, oh, I want to have 1 million followers, which is a great goal, an even better goal would be, I want to connect with my target client. I want to build a community. I want to strengthen my personal brand so that I can stand out during the recession, or, you know, whatever your business goals are. Short-term and long-term, this should align with your social media goals. So as a real estate agent, my social media goals are lead generation. I want to be able to find clients on social media. I also wanted to be able to establish a strong personal brand so that when someone sees my logo or that when someone sees my content, they know, oh, that's Audrey. That's Audrey's work. And I like that brand. I like what she's doing. Another goal is to connect with clients and community. As a realtor, I need to be able to keep up with my clients, past clients. Maybe it's their birthday. Maybe, you know, they just had a baby or something like that. It's so simple to say happy birthday on Facebook, or to, you know, comment on someone's post. This is also connecting with your clients, and that's humanizing your business and your brand. Now, you don't have to, but as a realtor, as like someone who is like a solopreneur, I would suggest being more interactive with your community. Now with Maria, since she's a restaurant, her business is just a little bit different. So she wants to connect with her community, post about events that she may have coming up, new menu highlights, things like that. You can do that on social media and strengthen her brand. So these are just some examples. Next would be the industry keywords. Now, this is very important. Now, as a real estate agent, I need to have certain words in my profile and in my bio so that it increases, so that the algorithm shows me to more people, especially my target client. So keywords that I would definitely need in my bio as a realtor is realtor, real estate, the state and the city that I'm working in, so Texas and then El Paso. And if I have a niche that I want to focus on, investing. So those are all great examples of keywords that I can use. And then for Maria's tea shop and smoothies, you know, she's a tea shop, so she definitely needs to have the word tea and smoothies in her bio, as well as, you know, maybe juice or health food, and then of course El Paso, right? And so a little trick with this content toolkit is you can combine all of these boxes together and optimize your bio. So optimizing your bio and your username with keywords, your customers are more likely to find you just because the algorithm is going to put you in front of them whenever they look up that keyword. Right. And so if you want more tips on how to really optimize your bio and your profile, especially on Instagram specifically, you can check out my YouTube channel at Audrey Spearman and click on the video, How to Optimize Your Instagram Bio and Profile. And I give away everything, how to even create your profile picture in Canva. You have to have a eye-catching profile photo, the keywords, and how to actually change your username with the keywords, how to find yourself, look yourself up and look up your competition and see where you both stand. You know, are you coming up? When people search for those keywords, you need to know that, right? So that's a good way. Check out the video on YouTube. So this next slide is content ideas. I wanted you guys to not worry about what you need to post on social media. So I wrote out 8 different ideas that you can post anytime with your business. Number 1 is FAQ. Every single business, no matter your industry or your niche, people are going to have common questions that they're asking about your business. This is gold when it comes to content. If you're a real estate agent and someone's not sure how to, you know, get pre-approved before they can look at homes, or they don't know the process of buying a home, you need to answer that question in your content, right? Second thing, dispel a myth. Is there a myth about the home buying process for realtors? Or is there a myth in your industry? Maybe you have a brow shop and people don't know that they're not supposed to drink alcohol before they get their brows microbladed. This is content, you know, but this is also a part of what what I'm trying to say is your social media content as a business owner should be an extension of what you do and who you are. So it should come natural. You don't have to dance. You don't have to do any of those silly prank videos or anything like that. You can just show up, share your knowledge, and be authentic as a business owner. This is the best way. The next thing is the pro and con. You know, so with real estate, maybe there's a pro to buying a single family home versus a condo. You know, it really just depends on the lifestyle, right? So for Maria, she can do a pros and cons for, you know, drinking a smoothie versus drinking a juice, or, you know, eating fast food versus coming and get some healthy food from her tea shop. I don't know. The next thing is a testimonial or review. Now, this is so important. If you have reviews, yes, they're going to be on Google, and Google is amazing. And you should definitely leverage Google. But you can also bring those reviews from your Google page onto your social media and then direct them back to your Google. So it's kind of like things kind of feed into each other with social media. And that's just really so cool. Anyway, number 5 is showcase your product, showcase how to use it. Number 6 is best practices. So if you know that people commonly use your product wrong, show them how to use it correctly. The next thing is highlight news. So is there something big, some type of big news going on in the real estate industry? Talk about it. Highlight that. This really just shows your authority and builds trust with your audience. Whenever we're creating content, guys, we have to remember that we must do what? Educate, entertain, and inspire. Marketing 101. Right? So always remember that when it comes to creating content, it doesn't have to be difficult. It needs to be an extension of who you are and what you do. And last but not least, if you are someone who enjoys humor, and so many of us do, social media is also about entertainment. And we cannot forget about that as a business because we need to humanize our business. Share a niche meme, right? So share a real estate meme. I've done some of those and they were pretty popular posts. All right. So those are 8 content ideas that you guys can use today as business owners. I want to see it. I'm going to be checking. I'm going to look you up. I'm going to check on your social media to see if you're using any of our tips. All right, guys. And hooks. So when it comes to crafting content, when it comes to engaging content, the actual content itself is one thing. The next thing that's very important is your caption. So whenever you have a caption, it needs to do several things. It needs to hook your audience so that they continue reading. The body will contain relevant information, the point that you're trying to make, but it also needs to contain something called a CTA, a call to action. The call to action just tells your audience what you want them to do. You want them to sign up for a webinar? Do you want them to call you to get a quote? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them, to follow you? You need to have that in your content. And I also listed some examples here. And then, of course, everyone knows about hashtags, right? So hashtags are very important. And they're somewhat similar to your industry keywords. This is why when we come back to the first page, we talked about those industry keywords. Now, you can use your industry keywords to find hashtags. If you see popular pages in your industry or in your niche, check out what keywords they're using. Hashtags they're using, excuse me. And then, try those hashtags out yourself. You really can't go wrong. You can use between 5 and 30. It really just depends on what your goals are. This goes back to the first page. What are your social media goals? What are you trying to do? All of this feeds into each other, right? So for real estate, and if you're an El Paso realtor, you definitely want to have hashtag realtor or hashtag real estate or El Paso, Texas 915, El Paso So Strong. These are all very popular El Paso hashtags, so definitely take advantage of them, guys. And if you combine all of these together, then this will help you to create engaging captions, all right? And an engaging caption will evoke a response from your target audience or from whoever is reading. That is what you want. If someone leaves a comment on your post, if someone saves your post, then that is amazing. That is the point of social media. It's not always about followers. It's not always about likes. It's about building that brand. It's about connecting with the community, getting your stuff out there, right? Right, and last but not least, I'm Audrey. I'm an investor-friendly real estate agent. I'm a data-driven social media marketer. I've worked with different types of businesses. I love to collaborate with small businesses. I actually help business owners show up more confidently on video, as well as I collaborate with making content with them. So I have actually created some reels for different companies, a health and medical company in particular, right? So you can contact me if you'd like to work with me. My email address, my YouTube, and my Instagram is listed here. And I just hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found value. If you did, please reach out to the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and tell them we want another one just like this. But thank you so much for letting me share my tips and tricks, guys.
Thank you, Audrey. What a great presentation. So I'm going to open it up, and please be sure have your questions ready. Put them in the Q&A, or you can type them right in the chat. Be sure that you indicate that it's to everyone so that we can all see the question. And while we're waiting for those, I do have a couple. So let me ask you, Denise. Would you say that it is better to hire a media company, or should you try to do it yourself?
Well, that's a great question because a lot of the times I get asked that a lot. So when you're first starting, obviously you're gonna do it yourself. But then as you start growing your business, you start realizing like I can't do it all. That's when you start realizing like I need to outsource it or I need to either get somebody in-house. So it just depends on the situation that you're in. It's just it's up to you at the end. But overall, as business owners, we want to do it all, but just you need to slow down and take a step back and let somebody else handle it.
Great, thank you. Audrey, what do you think about that question? I know you can do it yourself, right? So you're coming from a very different perspective. What would you tell our listeners today?
Well, I would say consider both options. Like as a solopreneur, as most realtors are, we, most of us work by ourselves. We kind of do our own thing. We run everything. I think it would be good to do a little both. Hire a virtual assistant, hire a social media manager, see how that works out for you. You need to make sure whoever you hires knows your brand, understands your business goals so that they can effectively tell the story. It's just not about posting content. It's about posting content that's authentic and effective to your brand, not just anything.
And it is very time consuming. I know that business owners typically do everything, a little bit of everything, right? And it can be so overwhelming. Here at the chamber, we have probably a media or social media person in every one of our departments, right? And then we have an overall one for the chamber, and it still gets to be very burdensome. So I get where you're coming from. April and Jessica, you guys can come back onto the screen in case we get any questions for you two from the Navigator. Let's see, I am telling people that are asking in the Q&A. Somebody said, I'd like to get Audrey's phone number. I'm needing video, social media help. And so everybody will get a copy of the presentations and you'll be able to see both Denise and Audrey's contact information that are in there. And we have a question from Leticia. Let's see what she has to say. She says, I have 2 businesses in Facebook beside my profile. Is it a good idea to have a profile and the 2 pages as a business in Facebook? I find myself doing too much in the 3 pages. So please advise. And I would say both of you, let's hear your perspective on this one. We'll start with you, Audrey. What do you think?
Okay. Whew. So
Right.
I get where you're coming from. I have several business pages on through Facebook as well, and it can be a lot getting everything organized. I will say it really just depends on a few things. Number one is, are these businesses similar or are they separate entities? If they're separate entities, you want to keep those separate pages. If they're similar, just combine them and do what you can. Now, instead of just doing away with everything, I would say the best thing to do is to use a system. As a business owner, we need systems in place to help us, systems and tools, right? Oh, photography and art. That's amazing. I'm gonna check it out. Link your Facebook page, please. I'll check it out and give you some tips if need be. And some good tools is a social media scheduler. I use Loomly, but you can use Facebook Business Suite to schedule and post on both Facebook and Instagram if they're both connected. So think about, and Canva as well. Canva is free and paid, and it allows you to schedule your posts. So please lean on those tools so that you're not stressing yourself out. You're a great business person and you need to focus on your expertise. And remember, this marketing and social media needs to be a natural extension of who you are.
Thank you, Audrey. Denise, what do you think?
I agree. I do believe that you should separate as far as like your personal from your business, and say that you have different businesses, separate them. That's what I've had to tell my clients several times, because it's like you want to separate everything and just so your client knows, okay, this is for this is for that. And it's true, there's so many resources out there where you can just schedule stuff out. Even like you can plan out your whole social media for the whole month of August already, or September. And it's just up to you how you want to manage it. But overall, that's a great question. And it's something that many business owners, I get that question a lot.
Let me ask this question then, and this is to both of you as well. We'll start with Audrey. Do you see social media growing as a marketing tool, or do you see it maybe decreasing in its usage?
Ooh, Terry. Okay, so it is definitely growing. So as of 2021, the stats came out, and TikTok alone, TikTok and YouTube have 2 billion active daily users. That's every single day. 2 billion people are on this platform. If you're a business, you need to be on social media. You have to be on social media. With 2 billion active users, 0.001% of that is going to need, at least, is going to need what you're offering. So get on social media because it's growing.
Yeah, absolutely. Denise, what do you find? How are your clients stacking up? Are you
I
getting
know
more
that it's
clients that need some help with social
yeah,
media?
sometimes it's overwhelming for them. Like I know
Sure.
they tell me like social media, I can tell you one thing about social media that and then the next day it's already changing. It's so fast paced and it's amazing. Honestly, when I think of social media, I think of it as a puzzle. I like to do a lot of the back end stuff. I don't know why. It's just to me it's a lot more fun. I love trying to figure out just how it works. Honestly, it's scary for some people, but then once you get used to it, once you know about it, like it's honestly going to be, it gets easier. But then I know that there's so many cool things that are coming out. I'm excited for like the VR, the virtual reality glasses that are coming out, and more people are going to be getting into that in the future. So I'm pretty excited. As it is, like I'm always trying to get like the latest gadgets. So I'm like, I'm ready for
Well,
anything
you
that
say
comes
it's
out.
trending. It's going to
Yeah.
increase. It's not going anywhere, right? So we have 2 giveaways that we're going to do before the end of the call. Jessica Fernandez is going to tell us a little bit more about those, and we'll pick 2 lucky winners. So somebody will get some time with Audrey, and somebody is going to get some time with Denise to help them to get their business going. Jessica, do you want to give us a little bit of a description of that?
Yes, of course. Audrey had an amazing idea and she wanted to give back to our business people who are online and attending the webinar. And her and Denise have both agreed to give a personalized social media toolkit. The speakers will give an optimized business profile idea, including templates for the winners, social media, and hashtags.
Fantastic. And we're just going to choose them randomly before the end of the call. Let's see, I've got some more questions coming into the Q&A. Maria asks, what do you recommend in help setting up all SM, Gab working together? I do not know what that means. I know my 7-year-old grandson would totally know because he has his own YouTube channel. He loves that stuff, but they've set it up and they're not sure if it's correct. So can anybody address that, or is that something we probably want to do on the side? She says she is in the design industry. Denise, you're on mute. There you go.
Oh, okay, there it is. So the question is, what do you recommend in setting up social media, right? And
Oh,
then
okay. Yeah. And working together. She
and
says
working
she has
together.
it set up, but she's not sure if it's correct.
Oh, okay. So something that I do recommend is just even like if you go into YouTube, say that you're having some sort of issue with your social media, go into YouTube, go into TikTok, and I promise you, like there's so many resources online. And even if like that doesn't work out, you can always reach out to us and I'm happy to look over it and see what exactly could be the issue.
So, okay, so she replied, social media and Google My Business. Okay,
Oh, Google My Business.
yeah. So thank you, Audrey. Do you have anything to add to that? Uh-oh, Audrey is frozen. So we'll come back to her in just a second. So let me ask you, Denise, Audrey may have to log out and then come back in. It looks like her screen has frozen. Let's see. Why has social media, in your opinion, Denise, become such an important factor for marketing in this day and age?
It's super important. I know like everybody's doing it. There's so much noise going on now. Everybody's in it. But the one thing that you can do to try and stand out is just be yourself. Just really, for me, my thing is if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to show people how to properly do it. I know that social media is scary and it's overwhelming, but over time, I just know that even like I love showing people how it works, especially like older generations and all that. It's something like it just holds a special place in my heart. Like I know that what I'm doing, it's to help my community and to make it easier for everybody around me too. If you don't understand, the first thing I do is I get up and I show people, and I like to my thing is I just like to help. So any way that I can help, that's my thing.
I think it became such a large thing when during the pandemic and people had to work from home a little bit more, had to network virtually instead of in person. So I think that's what started this trend even more so than it had already been out there. So let me ask this, for people who don't have a marketing team, what do you suggest to them?
One of the things that I suggest is just start looking, get into YouTube, get into TikTok, start realizing, okay, what's my niche and how can I like work on this? How can I make it better? Like how can I just start every day, start learning something new is what I've learned. Even like say that you want to build your own website, the same thing. It's like just start step by step, one thing at a time, put your foot in front of the other and just start kind of like a baby walking. That's how I take things, like piece by piece. Just start.
It's good advice. I know that there is a lot of programs and stuff that are out there to make it easier. What about for a business that doesn't typically use social media though? I know I work with a lot of contractors, a lot of construction companies, and they don't necessarily always see the value in having a website or having a social media presence at all. They know buyers are not necessarily going to look for them in that medium, but it is good for them to have some visibility and for people to be able to find them. So do you find that often people are a little hesitant to do that in
Oh yeah.
certain industries?
Oh yes. Something that a lot of the times I tell them, just find your audience. If your audience is into like a traditional advertising or anything like that, marketing, or if they're into that, then that's your clientele. But then also you slowly have to migrate. At some point, you're gonna have to start migrating to like, okay, I need my social media, I need my website. You're gonna start seeing if it's better for you online, you're going to see your audience right there as well. So it just depends, like where your audience is at, that's where you go.
Got it. Thank you. Audrey, welcome back. We saw you freeze there for a minute, but happy to have you back in. Let me ask you this. What advice do you have for those entrepreneurs that don't have a social media presence and at this very moment don't plan on having one?
I would say good luck.
Yeah.
Because social media is growing, and think about it like this. Before you go to a new restaurant, what do? You get on Google or you go to Instagram and you do what? You search up either a food type or restaurant name, and you want to see what this business is doing on social media or online. So good luck if you don't have social media. Yeah, you can still make it, but I mean, good luck.
It's tougher though, right? And you want to do things to make it easier to be found. I feel like when a business has a social, if I'm looking for a company and I don't find a website, I don't find a Facebook, I don't find anything on them, you wonder, like, is this an actual valid business? Like, why haven't they done that in this time when it's so prevalent, right? So it does make you wonder. Let me ask you this. As a woman in the media industry, what are some of the toughest issues that you have faced, either in your business or in your social media outreach?
I would say for me personally, it's been more personal things. So things like dealing with imposter syndrome, worried about how I look on video, and whenever I'm creating content, do I look fat? Is this pimple going to show up? Am I saying the right things? Do I sound stupid? Things like that. But really, it comes back to being confident and believing in myself and my business. If you truly believe in what you're selling or what you're doing, then, and you have the knowledge on that, you have to show up because you're going to be helping people. So what I'm trying to say is it's no longer really about you and your insecurities and your personal issues. It's about the community. It's about your clients. It's about the people you're trying to help. Just focus on that and you'll be good.
Should you have some kind of a script, or is it something really that you shouldn't be reading? You just need to know it and say it.
Play around with it. All I know is that I only talk about things that I'm passionate about and things that I know. Therefore, I don't really need a script. Sure, sometimes for my YouTube videos, I'll write out a little script. I'll write out ideas, but I don't read from that script. I kind of go off of it as like, this is the objective. This is the point that I want to make in this video. And I want to make sure that I'm remembering all of this. Is not to read word for word.
Right. What about you, Denise? What do you think?
Some of the things that I've had to overcome, it's just when I go out to a business, it's like them trusting me, like, is this really gonna work? Am I really gonna get this many followers? Am I gonna get this or that? And it's just like, no, like you have to trust the process, because a lot of people just want to do it. As far as advertising, they just want to do it like one time and that's it. Oh, it didn't work. But it's like, no, like you have to keep going and going and go. It's like a piñata. I tell them, like, when it comes to advertising, it's like a piñata. You've got to keep hitting it. Keep going. Don't stop. That's how I tell them, like, they're scared of trying new things. And it's like, no, that's when you have to jump. When you're scared, you have to do things. Even if you're scared, you have to do it. You have to migrate. You have to learn what's new, because of like a new business is always opening up. So then, okay, how is my bakery different from so and so? So then that's when you have to use your voice. And that's something that I have to just be educating people. And that's honestly like the most important factor for me. Just educate your clients.
And so you could start, I'm guessing, as easy as maybe just posting your business card on social media, right? Audrey, tell me, what do you think?
Yes, can I just, before I answer that, can I just go back for a second? Because something Denise said just hit it on the head for me. And it reminded me of the things that I say to clients who are a little bit weary, or they're not sure about when it comes to advertising and marketing. And I ask them, why do you think companies like Amazon, Target, these huge companies who are already established, have all of this money, who probably don't even need to advertise, why do you think they continue to advertise? Right? So think about that as a business owner.
Makes sense, right? Just keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. So let me see, our first winner that we selected by random, by putting all the names of our attendees in a bucket and pulling a name out, is Aurora Rodriguez. So Denise, she's going to be yours, and we'll get you both together. We'll give her your contact info so that you can talk to her and visit with her as well. Before the end of the day, you all can come back. And then for Audrey, we have Maria Madrid. So Maria Madrid, you're going to connect with Audrey and she's going to tell you all about it. As we go through again, when you get the presentation, if you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to Jessica, to April, to Audrey, to Denise, or to myself, and let us help you with your plan. Let us get you together. Somebody mentioned in the in the Q&A just now, I understand what I need to do, but I just find myself lost as like where to start. And I feel like that is probably so many people when it comes to social media. It comes easy to some, and to others, it takes a little bit more work just to get off of the starting point and do it, like you said, Denise, right? So let's see, do we have any more questions? Do we have anybody else that would like to make a comment? If you do, unmute yourself, you can talk, you can ask the ladies questions directly. or you can put it in the chat or the Q&A. But if not, we're going to send the presentation to everybody right after this session. We will have this again because I think it's so important. Marketing is the #1 after financing, right, for businesses. It's the #1 need and request that businesses have. So we appreciate all of you coming together with us today. Your questions were great. Thank you, Audrey and Denise, for all of your information. I'm going to go back really quick to our presentation and just ask you to take a look and mark your calendar. If you're interested in doing business with the Isleta Independent School District, we have a training on this. It's a webinar tomorrow by Alice Reyes and Christina Vandenberg. It's at 10 o'clock. You can call the chamber to RSVP and we'll get you a link to that, but they're gonna let you know what they're buying. And believe me, school districts, government, they're great clients. How to do business with the County of El Paso is next week on Tuesday. And this one is going to be live and in person at our training center on Pinnacle. So if doing business with the county has always been something you want to do, join us at that. There is no cost to that. This is some information that the ladies put together on the Navigator program. We'll send you this as well. And this little QR code right here, don't get intimidated by it. Just hover your photo, your picture, your camera from your phone over it, and it's going to take you right to a link that's going to register you to get some consulting from our team with the Navigator program. I was a little bit intimidated by QR codes, but once I figured out how to work it, then they're not hard. So you can, if I can do it and I'm a grandma, you can do it as well. Let's see, what's the next thing coming up? Any information, if you are looking for more contact information or to connect you to Audrey or to Denise, let us know. Call Jessica or April or myself. And with that, I don't see any more questions either in the Q&A or in the chat. But thank you all for joining us. Denise and Audrey, great information. Thank you for being with us and for being willing to help those businesses that know how important this is. You can give us your final comments and thoughts. I'll start with you, Audrey.
I'm going to start with how I finished. Thank you so much, El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for all the attendees. Thank you, Jessica, April, Terry, Denise. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity. It's been so great. I'm excited about sharing all of my tips with you guys. And to the attendees, remember, guys, people do not buy products and services. They don't just buy them. They buy from brands and people that they like, especially in a saturated market. So with that, I hope you have a great Wednesday evening.
Thank you. Denise, any parting comments?
Thank you. It was such a pleasure. Everybody, thank you. Audrey, it was such a pleasure also meeting you. And your presentation too was amazing. But thank you. And yeah, any questions, always reach out to me. Yeah, I'm with All in El Paso and All in Media. Anything, any questions whatsoever, I'm always happy to answer them. I'm always happy to sit down with people and just see exactly like where they're at as far as like with their social media, whether it's their website, anything. As far as advertising too, one of the things is like as small business owners, we tend to focus a lot on our products and our services. And the last thing that we do is market. It's like our marketing, we forget about it. And it's like, don't leave that behind. That's like the most important aspect when it comes to your business. So again, everybody, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was such a pleasure to speak to you all.
Thank you so much. And with that, we'll give you back a couple of minutes to your Wednesday afternoon. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye.
Bye.